55 sex signs. Women can't hide. Arjun had never considered himself especially smooth with women, but he had learned to pay attention. On a Friday night at a cafe, he met Maya, and something about her body language spoke louder than her words. At first, it was her eyes. When their conversation deepened and she laughed, he noticed her pupils widen despite the cafe being well lit. It wasn't something she could control. Her body was simply reacting. Her gaze lingered longer than politeness required, as though her nervous system had already made a decision her mind hadn't voiced yet. She leaned forward, brushing her hair aside to expose the gentle curve of her neck. Her wrists flashed in the light as she adjusted her bracelet, leaving her pulse visible for a heartbeat. Evolutionary instinct or not, the subtle exposure struck Arjun as an unspoken sign of trust. As the evening stretched on, her voice softened. She started lively and playful, but soon her tone slowed, dropping into something smoother, more intimate. Each word felt like it was meant only for him, the rest of the room fading into background noise. He found himself leaning closer, caught in the gravity of her shift. Then came the fidgeting. Maya twirled her ring absent-mindedly, then traced the rim of her wine glass with delicate, repeated strokes. It wasn't boredom. It was energy she needed to release. Every unconscious movement revealed a current of anticipation running just beneath her calm exterior. Arjun noticed her legs too. She crossed and uncrossed them slowly, each time angling herself more toward him. When she finally settled with one leg tilted in his direction, it wasn't just posture, it was alignment. Her entire body had turned toward him as if drawn by magnetism. But the real giveaway was her mirroring. When he leaned back, so did she. When he gestured with his hands, her own movements echoed his rhythm. Then, almost without thinking, she added her own flair. A small hair toss, a lip caught gently between her teeth, a sly smile that wasn't about the joke they'd just shared but about the electricity threading between them. The final sign was the most telling. As silence fell for just a second, Maya's hand drifted to her collarbone, tracing it lightly. A moment later, her fingertips brushed her lips, a fleeting motion that seemed more instinct than intention. It wasn't a performance, it was her body betraying the excitement she tried to contain. By the time the check arrived, Arjun didn't need to wonder if the chemistry was real. The signals had been there all along, subtle, almost invisible to anyone not watching closely. Attraction, after all, is a language older than words, written not in sentences but in pupils, in gestures, in the nervous system's secret confessions. And as they walked out into the night, her hand brushed his, just enough to spark a new current. Neither said a word, but both knew what her body had already revealed. Desire can't be hidden. It leaks through in dozens of tiny signs, 55 of them or more if you care enough to notice.